to Christmas Quilting and Sewing in July 2026. My name is Chris O'Neill from Sew the Distance, and this is day 5. Today we have another really quick and easy project. I heard you, I knew that that's what you wanted to see a lot of, so there are a lot of them in this series. This is a super easy one. It's a pattern that's been around for years and years. I have no idea who invented it. My aunt gave this to me 20 years ago, more than that, because my youngest son is 30, and I made these for him when he was little, so 25 years, 28 years, something like that. It's been around forever. This is the burrito method of making a pillowcase, and I have one made. I wanted to show that this is so versatile for anyone. Everybody appreciates these. The one we're going to make today, though, is made out of children's fabric or more juvenile fabric, but you could do these for sports teams. You could do these for anything. For holidays, you could make Christmas themed ones, maybe for a Christmas sleepover. It's just a lot of fun. They are super easy. They take about 10 to 15 minutes to make, and all of the seams are enclosed, even better. The hardest part is pinning, that's it. So let's get started with this project. Pick 3 fabrics that go together. This is your body. These little frogs, aren't they cute? Oh my gosh, I love them. This is where the whole bulk of the pillowcase is. So for this one, it's the bicycles. For the one I'm going to make with you today, this is the frogs. This measures, and I had to write it down just so I made sure I got it right, 24 by width of fabric. Now the width of fabric can vary depending on the fabric brand and the printing and all kinds of different things. We're going to be trimming up one end. Actually, we trim up both ends, so don't worry about that right now. You'll also need the accent piece, which on my sample is this purple. It's a flange, and this is 2 inches by width of fabric. So you can see really long, selvage to selvage, all the way, see, big. It's the same with all of these. And then this one is 12 inches by width of fabric, and this is the cuff. So in my sample, it's this floral. Once you have all of your fabrics picked, it's time to get started. So we're gonna take this flange piece or accent piece, you're gonna fold it in half, and you're gonna press all the way down. Let me grab my ironing board. So I just start at one end, just like I'm making a binding, and just press it. And you want a nice, good crease on it. So that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna do that all the way until you get this. Now the fun begins. Okay, so we're gonna take the long body of the fabric that we cut. So this is the 24 inch. It's 24 inches this way across, and then it is the width of fabric, which is around 42 to 44 inches depending on the printing. We're going to lay this flat with the long side at the top, and we're putting this wrong side down, so the pretty side is facing us. So once we have this laid flat, we're going to take the flange piece or the accent piece, and we're going to place this right sides together. Well, there's only right sides because it's folded, right? We're going to line that up with the one long edge of our pillowcase, and we're going to pin it. And you can see I have the raw edges. All the raw edges are together. And there's so many ways to do this, but what I like to do is pin it like this. You can get it. You can also clip it, but I like pinning it. I think it gives you a more secure finish or seam or whatever. Here, and I pin all the way down. Try not to stretch anything. You're going to keep it even with this. You don't want any puckers. Now you can see here that the body piece is much longer than the accent piece. That's going to be fine. We're going to trim it up. It's not going to be a big deal. So next you're going to take the cuff, and we're going to place this right sides together, or pretty sides together, and we're going to do the same thing. So it's the length, the whole length of the fabric, or width of fabric, whatever, 44 inches, whatever it is. And you're going to line that up at the top here. So we're going to have 4 layers. We have the base layer, the flange, 2 pieces because it's folded, and then the cuff. And what I like to do, this is my tip for these, because it can get tricky. First of all, you can just take this and baste it, and that's fine too if you want to do that. But you also, the way you pin it, the way I pin it, is I pin this way, and then it's hard to show this on camera because usually I'm at a table that's high up doing this, but we're going to do the best we can here. And then I'll put a pin here, making sure that's all flat and together and even. And then this one in between, I'll take that out and pin it again. I like to really secure this in. These can shift so easily. So now I'll go to the next one. I'll pin here. I'll take this one out and pin that here. And then I do like to go this way with them because that's how it's going to go through the machine. And I'll keep doing that all the way down. I'll meet you back here when it's all pinned. All right, I know it's overkill with pins, but it's what I do. It works really, really well. And that's really the hardest part of this whole thing. And you could, again, go in and baste it, which I'm actually thinking about doing, because then you could get rid of all the pins. You know what, I'm going to baste this. I'm just going to run a very large stitch right along that edge within the seam allowance and make sure that I catch everything. Then I can get rid of all the pins and I don't have to stick myself. Let me do that. Okay, no pins. Look at that. Very nice. I'm not going to stick myself. And I just stitched just a scotch in from a 1/4 inch. My foot has a 1/4 inch on it, or it is a 1/4 inch on my Juki. So I just went in a little bit and I used a 4.0 stitch length, so nice and big. So now is the fun part. Well, the other part's fun too. It's all fun, right? But we're gonna flip this over. I'm gonna show you how to do the burrito method. So flip the whole thing over. So you're looking at the back. We're gonna move this up here so you can see on camera. We're gonna roll this entire thing nice and neat. Keep it straight and go up like this. Just like that. And this is you making the burrito, by the way. All right, so we're gonna get it to about there. Make sure everything's nice and flat, ready to go. Then we're gonna take this, what is this? The cuff, the cuff piece, and we're gonna put it up and match it to that edge. So if you have pins in this already, you're gonna repin it again. I don't have pins, but I'll use clips this time, just so you can see a variety. I had to go get them. All right, so I'm gonna just start at one end here. Line this up and clip. And really, if you're making this for the first time, definitely baste it. It's an extra step, but it makes all the difference in the world. It really does. It holds it together. And if you're a new sewist, definitely. Okay, just like that. So it's all clipped. Now you want to peek in here and just make sure that you're not catching any of your body of it. So you have a nice headspace up there. And then we're just going to sew using I use a little bit bigger than a 1/4 inch, maybe just a smidge. I don't know the math, but just a smidge bigger. And then I'll sew a seam down. If you did baste, don't forget to change your seam, your stitch length, okay? I've done that. So I'm gonna go do that and then I'll show you how to flip it and finish it up. So we have this nice weird tube or burrito, and this is where the magic, oh my gosh, it's so fun. So you're gonna reach in here and pull this out. It's like this. I know, isn't it crazy? It's crazy that this works. All right, oh my goodness. Look at that. So just make sure that you caught everything, which it looks like I did. Get it all laid out here like that. Look at how nice. All right, so we're gonna just straighten this out and give it a really good press, making sure everything is flat. I'm gonna take this over to my iron and do that, but you're just gonna double check that everything's okay, and you can see on the inside or the other side, make sure that's flat too, there are no exposed seams. So I'll press this really well. I'll meet you back here. So this is all pressed, nice and neat, very crisp, very wonderful. So our next step is we're gonna trim up these edges. So what I like to do is fold it in half this way with the right sides out, lining up those edges. And I like to do it this way because then I can catch we're gonna trim up the salvage edges. I know I can't say it, don't come at me. We're gonna trim up the edges and we're gonna make them nice and even. There's a little bit of give on the size of this, so it's okay if you have to go in a little bit, that's okay. It's kind of built in. So I'm just gonna fold this and cut it. I'm just lining this up. I'm gonna flip it over because this is the side that's not quite lined up. So put this here. Line this up straightish. If you have to fold it more than once because of a ruler size, that's okay. I'm using my big old ruler here, but you don't have to do it that way. I just noticed that's not even. There we go. So I'm lining up down here, making sure that this is on a line right here, so it's straight. Making sure it's straight up here. I can use this flange piece here, the accent piece, making sure it's straight-ish, and we're gonna cut. Pull that away. I need a new blade. Do it again. There, pull that away and then move your ruler. You're gonna do the same with the other side. All right, now we're gonna be making French seams, and don't be scared, it's not a big deal. You can do it, okay? It's just a little different than what you're used to. So we're gonna take the pillowcase just like this, and we're gonna fold it in half this way so that the cuff is at the top, and we're gonna just lay it flat, starting to look like a pillowcase, and line everything up. Now, one thing you wanna be careful of is you wanna make sure you line up those flanges first, because you want to have like a consistency all around. So do the best you can with that. It can be tricky. I'm gonna use a clip and just make sure that's right on like that. I might use 2 clips just to make sure. And I know it's weird that we are putting wrong sides together. It looks wrong, it feels wrong, but it's right. So I'm just gonna clip the cuff here, like this, and then I'm gonna pin the rest. You know me, I like to pin. So we're just making a pillowcase like this. And we're just pinning this all the way around. Now, if you wanna just sew it together without pinning, that is perfectly fine too. Totally up to you. All right, just like that. We're gonna take it to the machine and sew a 1/4 inch all the way. So this side here, all the way, we're gonna pivot at this corner. We're gonna sew all the way down here. So the one end and then across the top. All right, it is all sewn. You can see here, this edge here, and then this end. This is the folded edge, so you don't have to worry about that. And of course, you don't wanna sew the top because it's the top. All right, now, this is where the French seams come in. You can, if you want to, trim down this seam allowance a little bit. It always messes with me when people do that, but it does make sense because you want it to go through the machine nice and even and have a little bit of seam allowance, and then you can trim it up. So I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna use my big old ruler and go in just a smidge. Just taking off a hair. And I'm gonna do the same on this side. Just make sure you don't cut the seam. You wanna stay within that seam allowance. I really need a new blade. All right, now that that's done, we're gonna turn this inside out. The whole thing. And this is where we're gonna make our French seams. So we're gonna push out those corners, and we're gonna take our iron and really press this out so you have a nice crisp edge here. You can see I didn't quite get those even, but it's gonna be okay. And if anybody complains, they're off of the Christmas list for next year. That's what I say. Of course, I would do this at my ironing board, but you know, because I'm doing this for the video, I'm gonna do it right here and just show you what I mean. At least get us started. It's really hard with the cuff, and again, I didn't do real well at lining that up. Do better at lining it up than I did. You can see it's really not. But when you get down to here where it's just 2 layers of fabric, it's super easy to just push that out and press, just like that. So I'm going to do that to the whole thing, and actually I'm going to go over to the ironing board and do it. I'll meet you back here when it's all pushed out. All right, it's all pushed out. Now what we do to make the French seams is we're going to sew a 1/4 inch. You might want to go in a little bit more. I like to, it's my insurance policy. Even though we did cut down that seam allowance still, I like to go in just a smidge more. And I'm going to sew around this side, the long side here, and this side, and then turn it around and it will be done. Yay! Oh, when you start and stop, make sure that you backstitch. That's important too. Okay, that's it. That's the moment of truth to turn this and see how we did. So reach in. Oh, I didn't do too bad with lining that up. I thought it was much worse. And that's it. There is your pillowcase. Get a turn around here. Give it a good press too. Shake it. Oh my gosh, how cute is it? Push out those points. Okay, I gotta give it a good press, but here it is. It's done. Isn't this great? So much fun to make these. Great for charities. Great for anything, youth groups, stuff like that, or sleepovers, or for adults too, because we love stuff like this as well. It's always nice to have a nice, wonderful, soft pillowcase. I hope you enjoyed this project, and there's more to come. Tomorrow we're going to talk about setting some realistic goals and our Christmas list and all of that wonderful stuff. Lots of fun other projects coming up, including Christmas specific projects or holiday specific projects. Don't worry, I do have you covered there too. Oh, and I forgot to mention, make sure you get your questions in for Brendan and I. On Wednesday, we'll be doing a question and answer segment. And if I miss a question, of course, I have the next Wednesday to grab it. But if you want to get it in, make sure you email me or leave it in the comments, however you want to do it. Smoke signals, whatever you need to do. All right, have a great day. I'll see you soon. Bye.